What's up, everybody? I apologize for being a little behind. See if I can get this to where it blocks some of the sound. Of course, have a full house today. If y'all are going through the same thing as we're going through, which I imagine you probably are, then we're basically at home. The other county just did a stay in place or stay at home order. And then this county, we've had one case so far in our city, so I imagine that we are pretty close to coming up to that too. And I was in the kitchen cooking some food all day. I've been trying to figure out ways to have an income because I have no job right now, and that brings up some stress. It brings up some anxiety, a little anger, some frustration, and what a perfect opportunity to practice everything that I've been practicing and come to know within the past 7 years. So today's meditation, today's stillness practice is around the reality that I don't have a job and I don't have any foreseeable reliable sources of income right now. A couple opportunities, but it's still just up in the air. And every emotion and thought that comes with that, because I am not the only one. So I'm going to work with that, and hopefully in guiding myself and guiding us to work with that, it brings us some sense of peace or ease about what we're thinking and what we're feeling, because there's a possibility to be at peace and be at ease with it. Not to deny it, not to push it away, not to ignore it and say everything will be all right, and not to react to it, but to actually work with it, to feel it, like the ocean would feel its waves as a part of us that's passing through, and then move forward with a clearer head. Because when we are stressed, when we're anxious, we're not meant to think, we're meant to act. And right now, there needs to be some planning, some thinking ahead, so this can only help feel peace inside and help us get clearer on where to move from here. So I'm going to set my timer, and if you've joined me in the past, hopefully you can hear me. I'm not sure because I don't have the laptop here to be able to listen back, but I think you can hear me, and I can't see the chat, so I'm not sure. I'm going to set it at 20 minutes. And here we go. So during this practice, during this meditation, during this moment, this 20 minutes set aside to have inner stillness, to choose to be at peace with ourselves, it's going to be very simple, but not always easy. Simple in that what we're going to do is, in effect, leave ourselves alone. As we feel tense, as we feel anxious, as we have thoughts that pass through us, we're going to let them be. And there's several ways that we can kind of do that. But that, in its essence, is what we're going to do. Much like the ocean that's feeling its own waves rising and falling and crashing and hitting each other. Much like that ocean would just let itself be. Because it just is. It's just going to let its waves do its thing. They'll die down by themselves. That's how I look at myself. I'm an ocean experiencing waves of thought and emotion, and I'm not going to disturb myself, because if I do, I just create more waves. And it's important for me to also experience that these waves are fine. They're not anything against me. They're not anything I need to do anything about, to be worried about, to fix. They're a part of me, just like the waves are a part of the ocean, and that is fine. If I can experience, not just know, but experience that these waves of thoughts and emotions are safe and that I'm okay in this moment, nothing needs to be done internally, that's where the peace comes from. A return to peace with ourselves. So the first thing I'm going to do is acknowledge I don't have a job. I don't have a job. I'm working on ways to try to create income from home. But they're just darts in the dark. They might hit, they might not. So I have no sure way of making an income right now for myself and my family. And now I'm going to notice any sensations, any emotions, any thoughts that brings up. And the first thing I notice is anger. I could feel my brow getting tight. I could feel tense. And so when I feel that, what I do is I feel myself as the anger, as the sensation of anger, as this experience. I don't even have to call it anger. I feel the sensations, and I feel myself as the sensations. I feel them as me. And wherever I feel them, I just continue to do the same thing. I feel the sensations as me. The experience as me. Now I notice some thoughts coming up immediately. Right now. Some thoughts. This is unbelievable. Are you kidding me? Those are the thoughts passing through my mind. This is fantastic. And so what I do with those thoughts, with that experience, is I just treat them like another experience, another wave. There's nothing to do about them. As soon as I notice, what can help is I ask myself, who's aware of the thoughts? If I notice myself getting wrapped up in it, I can ask myself, who is aware of these thoughts? That answer brings me right back home. And then I just allow the thoughts to be an experience. I don't really pay attention to the content of them, the words. I notice it, but I don't give it any meaning. Just an experience of thought, a wave of my ocean. And things have kind of settled within me. Except for my nose being a little itchy. Everything else is, is pretty... The waves have settled. So I'm going to bring it up again. I'm going to say the statement again. I don't have a job right now. And I have no set, solid, foreseeable job in the future. So I don't know how I'm going to make any money to be able to afford rent, food. And see what that brings up. Because I want to be at peace with all of it. Let's just get it over with. Whatever comes up, I want to feel it as me. Choose to be at peace with it. And that's that. More thoughts that I noticed. I just let them be. I don't give them any meaning, any weight, any importance. It's just an experience of thought, like a wave passing through. Nothing more. Funny thing is, sometimes you might find this too. I feel myself, it's almost like my muscles are relaxing or unwinding. Like right now, I don't know if you can see it, but my head is doing this little back and forth motion, and I am not consciously doing that. And I let it, because we store a lot of emotion and tension in our body, obviously, but a lot of emotion gets stored in our body. So I found when it has a chance to release itself, it will, and sometimes that can come with shivers, sweating, movement. There's a gentleman by the name of Peter Levine, Somatic Experiencing, who talks all about this. So for right now, my head has died down a little bit, moving. I figure is just releasing tension. So this is me moving. There's a thought that seems like it's probably just not passing through my mind. And that thought was, I'm scared. I don't know if I can deal with this. Talking about the job situation and everything surrounding it. And that brought up some tingles, a little of that fear on the left side of my body. And again, I experienced the thought as a wave passing through. I don't do anything more with it, and that breath was natural. I didn't do that. It's my body releasing. And that fear feeling that I had, that I am in this moment, my experience, my wave, I feel it as me, as a part of me. No thinking about it, I just feel it as a part of me. The thought only lasted in that flash that I mentioned it, and hasn't come back, and that feeling's gone. My body breathes naturally, and I feel more relaxed, and not because I tried to be, but because I chose to just be at peace with myself, with my experience of myself in all of these moments. And naturally what's happening is my mind, now that the resources within aren't focused on survival per se, internally, due to fear or anger or anything like that, which are all fine, but now that my mind has extra resources, there's a clarity now. I do have some opportunities. That thought popped in my head. And if those don't work out, there will be more opportunities that I'll find or I'll create, because I've always been able to accomplish the things I set my mind to. I set my intention on. And the beautiful part is this is all coming naturally. I don't have to force myself to think this way. It's just a natural result of being at peace with myself, with my emotions, my thoughts as they're rising and falling. As the storm clears, it is much easier to see the sun. And we are the earth. hope that was helpful. It was for me, and hopefully I'm not alone. I hope it was helpful for you too. I'll be doing weekly, every night, 7 p.m. Central Time, because I'm in Texas, and then reposting it on Facebook, Sean Elliott Music. I don't even know. If you look up Be Still Little Tree or Sean Elliott Russell on Facebook, you can find me there, and I'll post it up there too. And sometimes I do a Facebook Live thing, but I'll be doing this every day, and I'm gonna do whatever I feel I need to be still with in the moment, and hopefully it relates to you and helps you too. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace and love, everybody.